Hi, I'm Rabbi Simonds, the Executive Director of the Jewish Center for Justice. We wanted to take a moment to speak with you about our legislative agenda moving forward, to talk about our priorities in this difficult time, as well as our commitments to the issues that we hold so dear to us. Back in January and February, a team of board members and legislative fellows and interns with the Jewish Center for Justice created a comprehensive legislative agenda focusing on so many of the issues that we have advocated for years: gun violence prevention, immigration reform, equal rights for all of our citizens living in this state and in this country, equal pay, criminal justice reform, housing and homelessness. In this moment in time, understanding the current landscape, understanding restrictions that are at both state capitals as well as at our national capital, we want to understand the dangers of our elected officials being in close quarters to one another. We understand their commitment to moving forward on a number of issues, but we also understand their commitment to scaling back the legislative agenda so that they can be in and out of the building as fast as possible and really focus our efforts and our resources on COVID-19 recovery. Because we know that in our states and in this country, people are hurting and people need to see a fast and quick response. That being said, we do understand that some of our priorities that we had really hoped to make a strong push for this spring and this summer, we're going to have to put on the back burner. But just because we're not going to be advocating for them the way that we might have done a few months ago, we're talking about issues like gun violence prevention and issues like criminal justice reform, we are still going to be pushing our elected officials to understand that the moment we finish with these recovery-related issues, we want them to take these issues up because we cannot wait another day on them. So what we wanted to talk about really is our focus on COVID-19 recovery. We wanted to still focus on housing and homelessness, which we know are going to be even greater issues now because of the mass amounts of unemployment and the difficulty that people are seeing in this moment in time. And out here in California, we still need to focus on the wildfires and the environment, because right now, within the month of May, we know that we're pretty safe, but we know that come August and September and October, we're going to be in that danger area again, and we need to make sure that as a state we are prepared. But we also wanted to talk about larger issues. Less than 6 months from now, the community is going to be voting on a number of issues, including our presidential election. We at the Jewish Center for Justice are advocating for vote by mail for every state. We want to make sure that we are not standing in line. We want to make sure that we are still practicing social distancing and that we are still advocating to be safe at home. So we are launching, and you'll go to our website and it'll be up soon, we are launching a massive vote by mail campaign. In previous years, the campaign has strictly just been get out the vote. But now our campaign has to shift to stay inside, vote by mail, and educate everyone on how we vote by mail and the safest and smartest ways to do this. We also have to remember that just because we are in this moment in time does not mean that we can hold up one bit on filling out the census. The census is so important for how we move forward as a country. So we want everyone to go to our website, to go to our social media, continue to urge everyone to vote by mail as counties and as states, as an entire nation, and to fill out our census. While we are saddened that we cannot move forward on certain issues, we are hopeful that in just 1 week, we are going to be welcoming in a new crop of summer interns. These high school and college students are ready to be the leaders that we need them to be. And over this summer, they are going to be focusing on all these issues. They are going to be holding our elected officials accountable, and they are going to be urging our community to do all we can to make phone calls and to write letters, to involve ourselves in the deep issues of justice and the deep issues of recovery that need to happen. So, for this next generation, some of whom have had to reimagine what their summer is going to look like, we are excited to welcome in this new crop of interns for a virtual summer of advocacy and of justice and of training. We are never going to let up on these issues. We are going to move forward day by day, and we're going to keep hope that we have the future, that we're going to get through this moment in time, and we're going to do it with our eye on making sure that we leave nobody behind in this process.